Hi, I'm Joni Patry, and welcome to my YouTube channel. Well, here we're going to cover the last week of May, which is monumental in terms of big closure and big events. So listen up here, we've got a lot to cover. So what I'm doing is I am looking at the moon as it changes signs and nakshatras throughout this entire last week of May. And I'm going to be covering May 24th through the 31st. And the moon represents the masses, the collective unconscious of everyone. And here's another thing that I want to make reference to, that all these planets, as they move through the heavens, they're moving through your individual birth chart. If you want to know how this is all going to affect you personally, check out my galactic planner. That's what it does. It's going to be telling you day in to day out how these transits affect you personally. Go to galacticplanner.com. Now, what we're looking at is how this moon changes. Now, let me go to, we're starting with Sunday, May 24th, and the moon will the whole day pretty much be in Leo. And it is in the nakshatra. Well, it changes nakshatras midday around 3:30 from Purva Falguni to Uttara Falguni. But the Falgunis are the marriage nakshatras. So throughout this day, it's making you look deeper into your relationships, how you relate to people. And this is important, especially in love and marriage. Now, if you're not in a relationship, then it's a time to start looking. And I find with this moon being in Leo, that from the moon, Jupiter, specifically Jupiter, exactly goes to the 11th house from the moon. And Venus is there too. That means it's a time to go meet friends, go to social events. This is a Sunday. Get out and be part of communities, and you're going to find new friends. It will be extremely positive, the people you meet and connect with. And it can even lead to a relationship if you're looking for one. So this is very auspicious day for meeting people and relationships. So now I am going to Monday. This is May 25th. And there is a lot starting to heat up today. Now the moon will be in Virgo. It goes into Virgo and stays in Virgo all day. And this deals with health and healing, being very cognizant of how you eat and take care of yourself. The moon, for the most part, will be in Uttara Falguni, the marriage nakshatra. But in Virgo, it's more about taking care of yourself, not the relationships. And as the moon is in Virgo, Saturn goes to the 7th house. So it's about being responsible in your relationships, taking care of other people. And Saturn opposing the moon for the next few days will be a little bit more serious-minded. Now, there are some heavy aspects going on today, and a lot of them. So what we have is Mars is in a trinal aspect to Ketu. And Mars Ketu in a trine, Ketu casts trines. So it is actually affecting Mars. Mars is in Aries. So this is kind of a day that there can be some danger out there in the world. Maybe some kind of, I get people using guns and not being, being a little bit crazy. Something about guns or violence is happening. And another event that's happening today that's pretty interesting is the sun will be exactly at the midpoint of Rahu and Ketu. Everything is 10 degrees, Mars, Sun, Rahu, Ketu. And with the sun being here at the midpoint, it can deal with some kind of issues or danger to a world leader. The sun is that. It's presence. It is the spirit too, and our life force. So this is a day of karma, difficult karmas unfolding today. I know this. Another thing is, okay, that Mars is also coming towards a square to Pluto. So things are revving up in the world. They're getting a bit testy and more violent. Like I said, this is the last part of the violence that will be happening before a grand awakening. So be careful. This is a day, according to where all the transits are, that it is quite difficult. So now I'm looking at May 26, which is a Tuesday. Tuesdays are a little volatile. Did you know that they're ruled by Mars? But what is most significant about this day, I believe, is Pluto and Mars are in an exact square. So I don't like squares with two very, very violent planets. And another thing going on is the sun and Pluto. Everything's 11 degrees practically today. The sun's 11 degrees, Pluto's 11 degrees. Pluto is trining the sun. So there's something about transformation and change that is occurring due to some shift in leadership around the world. This is big. This is happening. And another thing is the moon on this day is in Virgo. It's in Hasta most all of the day, but it will shift, let's see, later on, yeah, a lot later, so don't worry about it. It will go by around 9:30 or 8:30 p.m. The moon will shift into the nakshatra Chitra. That can be a little bit more feisty. It's ruled by Mars. And with Pluto squaring Mars and the sun trining Pluto, I think when the moon goes into Chitra, it's a little bit more dangerous. Chitra is a bright nakshatra, but being in Virgo at this time, it is opposed Saturn. There is a serious event unfolding before our eyes. Now, let me go to Wednesday, May 27th. And this particular day, the moon will be in Libra. The moon will be in Libra most all of the day. And it will be pretty much in Chitra the first part of the day, and it will shift into Swati late 10:30 p.m. Central Daylight Time. So pretty much it's in Chitra the whole day. And the moon will be opposing Mars. This is intense. This makes people angry about what's going on in the world. People are not complacent. They will strike out. Yes. And we're getting very close to the full moon that is going to be a big deal this month. And yes, there are 2 full moons this month. We'll talk about that. So on the 27th, the moon in Libra, let me explain something. Libra is the sign that deals with balance. People are trying to balance things out. It's not easy though. The moon is all by itself away from all the planets. It feels isolated. But this day's not so bad towards the end because Jupiter and Venus are trining the moon. But tomorrow will be a much better day to do things if you're looking for a day to plan things, because tomorrow is the day that you'll want. But looking at this day, while the moon is in Chitra, people are more apt to jump to conclusions, be more direct, and be feistier, a lot feistier. So let's go to Thursday, May 28th, and let me see, the moon will be in Swati most all of the day. Yes, it will. And Swati is a nakshatra that deals with communications. It particularly deals with businessmen making deals, because this is a day that people use their voice to be more persuasive and convincing. Don't be persuaded if you don't want something, but use this talent of persuasion for this day for yourself. Now, Jupiter, Venus will be in a trine to the moon. This is auspicious. So this is a day that you can plan for business meetings and events. Even though Mars is going to be exactly opposed the moon, which makes it feisty, Mars moon is actually what's called a Chandra Mangala Yoga, which is good for business success. This day is excellent for affairs around business. Now, Venus is squaring Saturn today. And that means, you know, I find that when people go through a Venus-Saturn, they feel lonely, they feel alone, isolated. And the moon being in Libra, relationships aren't as easy. It's great for business, but when it comes to love and marriage, it's not as easy with the moon in Swati. But particularly the thing I'm concerned about is Venus being squared by Saturn, or Saturn square Venus. That promotes a sense of isolation and loneliness in relationships. So now let's move it forward to Friday, May 29th. The moon will be in Libra all day, and it will shift within the day to the nakshatra Vishaka. Vishaka is the most determined. Vishaka will do what it needs to do to get what it wants. So be aware, people will have this attitude today, but hey, use it for your own self-gain. Now, Jupiter and the moon will be trine each other exactly today. So this is a positive day to make things happen, to move forward. And we're approaching the full moon, so it's growing in light. It's a time to be prosperous, to get things moving, to get things going. And today starts the Saraswati Yoga. I just realized that. I'm looking at the May 29th, Mercury goes into Gemini. And Mercury loves to be in Gemini because Gemini is the sign that's ruled by Mercury. So things get clearer, vision gets clearer, our mind gets clearer. This is a beautiful time that is awakening the planet. It's just we got a few things to deal with before it's completely clear. And it's coming. But this is a very, very auspicious day for things. But let me warn you, the full moon is treacherous. Okay, so, but I love this day. And what's Saraswati? Saraswati is the goddess of, in Indian mythology, of learning and the arts and the mind. So Mercury being a part of this in Gemini means there's going to be new discoveries and new learning coming about. And I think we're getting closer and closer to final disclosure about the alien life. Finally, they're going to admit it, the governments. It's coming. If it doesn't happen the very end of this month, it's going to happen either June or July. Oh yeah. But here's the thing. Jupiter is about to change signs. It's at 29 degrees of Gemini. So the Saraswati Yoga is when all three benefics come together in the same sign. And this happens for 3 days. This will be in effect May 29th, 30th, and 31st, because June 1st, Jupiter will go into Cancer, breaking the 3 benefics in the same sign. And then later on, they'll be in the same sign in Cancer in starting June 22nd. But for right now, it's in Gemini. There's new learning, new thoughts, inventions. This is amazing. I love this aspect. Jupiter, Venus, and Mercury in Gemini. Now let me move this forward a day. I'm looking at May 30th now. And this is the day before the full moon. The full moon happens on May 31st, but we're getting close to it. The moon is opposing the sun, and let me see. Yeah, we're looking at, as a matter of fact, the full moon will happen in the early morning hours of the 31st. So this is Saturday, May 30th, and the moon and the sun are opposed to each other. And the moon, I will give you the exact time that we have the full moon at 15 degrees of Scorpio. But during this time, we're getting the full effects of the full moon. Everything is shining light on what's to come, the future, everything that's been really denied, lied about, conspiracies, corruption, scandals. The light is shining on it. People can still deny it. I think a lot about the scientists and what's been going on about cover-ups about the alien life is about. And many other things, all of the crazy things that have hit the news. People are under scrutiny and people are being revealed about their corruption now. The light is shining bright. So this is what it's all about. Now, let me move these hours forward to where the moon and the sun form this full moon. Yes, here we go. So as I said, it would be in the wee early morning hours. It's going to be around 2 to 3 a.m. on Sunday, May 31st, that we have this full moon. And the reason why this full moon is so significant is because it is conjunct the fixed star Antares, star of war and military. The sun is conjunct the fixed star Aldebaran, which is the powerful eye of the bull, the red eye of the bull. And it's interesting that they're always, they're opposite each other. So this full moon kicks those two stars into action. It ignites them powerfully. And here's another thing that's going on during this time. Mars is aspecting the moon by its 8th aspect. This is crazy. Something could strike suddenly between May 30th and 31st. Now, another thing. The Saraswati yoga that's in effect with Mercury, Venus, and Jupiter together in Gemini. They go to the 8th house from the moon. And that's another yoga. It's called an Adi yoga. Adi yoga is when the 3 benefics are in the 6th, 7th, or 8th house from the moon. And the fact that it's the 8th, now the Adi yoga is so powerful, something huge is happening. There is a new message coming out. There is a revelation coming out. That's why I thought maybe it deals with the alien realization that they will finally disclose the truth. 8th house can deal with major change and transformation. 8th house can deal with endings, death. So I think this is all about a new awakening. It's shocking. It's revolutionary. I think everyone has got to wake up. And starting June 1st, Jupiter will land in Cancer, where it will stay there from June 1st through October 31st of this year, 2026. And it is going to bring about a higher-minded consciousness and awareness in the world that we have not had before. This is the awakening. This is the start of it. What happens around this full moon is going to ignite everything. It could be an attack, but I think more than anything, it is a shock. And that's what I see happening. So get ready. The world will never be the same, and it is changing. So thank you for listening to me all the way through to the end of this month of May. So remember, if you want to learn more about me, all the things I offer and all the things I do, go to my website. Go to galacticcenter.org. And don't forget, sign up for my free newsletter. You'll have all of my predictions delivered to your email address, absolutely free, every week. Thank you.